SexyHackers.com.
Sexy Hackers presents a podcast where anything goes, so long as someone else wrote it down in a book. I should have been ready for this.
Yeah, you should have.
Warning. Do not read this book straight through from beginning to end. These pages contain many different adventures you can go on as you journey under the sea. From time to time, as you read along, you will be asked to make a choice. Your choice may lead to success or disaster. The adventures you take are a result of your choice. You are responsible because you choose. After you take your choice, follow the instructions to see what happens to you next. Remember, you cannot go back. Think carefully before you make a move. One mistake can be your last, or it may lead you to fame and fortune.
SexyHackers.com.
Life is like a story with many paths to choose. And gotta get some good friends to help me make it through. So here's the plan, just take my hand, the adventure's just begun. And all we have to do is turn to page fun.
And welcome to Turn to Page Fun, the only podcast where I, your host, Nick Fearer, read through a bunch of choose your own adventure books that I found in my partner's parents' attic in a trunk and review them with a panel of my friends. An idea so good that I immediately froze my partner out of it, stole it from her, and froze her out of the production process. Again, I'm your host, Nick Fearer. I'm here with some of my friends, Mr. Brian Bear. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Nick. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, welcome back to Turn to Page Fun.
Yeah, we are going under the sea again.
We are going under the sea. The book we are reading right now is Journey Under the Sea by R.A. Montgomery, published by Bantam Books. Mm-hmm. How has your week been, Brian?
It's been pretty good. I had a couple shows. I did some Tall Boys with Ampersand Theater, so that's a fun show. Check that out. I play piano. They do improv.
Ooh.
I do improv piano. And yeah, not much else going on that I know of.
Okay. Moving on to our other guest, Miss Stacy Plowski. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Nick.
How have you been this week?
Amazing. It's good to see you again. It's been so long. I
It's
don't
been
see you
so
10
long.
times a week.
What is new with Stacy Plowski?
Doing the comedy of Romeo and Juliet coming up
Ooh.
with Schmitz and Giggles. That's kind of a big deal at
That's a big deal.
the Marcus Center.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
I am not in that, and I am jealous.
I have the smallest role in the entire show. Like, I think I literally have the smallest role, and I'm super stoked about it. I love tiny roles. I really do.
Still jealous.
Still jealous.
Because I auditioned for that, and I did not get it. And I don't know why. It's probably because of my personality.
I was the last person he cast. Like, we have one role that's in one scene. Who are we going to give it to? Let's give it to Stacey.
I could have done that role, Stacy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you could have. Of course you could have.
I'm sure they said, well, not Nick.
He probably was like, Nick or Stacey? We need another girl. We'll go with Stacey.
They had like your headshot and a big stamp, probably. And just
Yeah.
like,
What?
no.
Well, I really should stop setting out my headshots with a big stamp that has a crossbar over my face.
Yeah, that's
because I think that is misleading.
I feel like that's not great.
Next time, Nick. Next time. You'll be in the next one.
All right. Let's pull the curtain back in front so all we can see is the all-powerful Oz and talk to my good friend, Mrs. Jessie Frankie Monty Cantor.
Yeah.
Hi, Jessie.
Hey, good to be back.
All right. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
How's your week been?
Fine, working.
Okay. Yeah. What's your work again?
Barber, cut hair,
Ooh.
beards.
Do you have like any interesting regulars?
Yeah, I'd like to do a show about him, a web series called The Usual. And anyone who does like comedy or music or any.
Is this a thing that is happening, or are you like actually pitching to me right now to do produce a
no,
show?
No, it's happening.
It's happening.
Okay.
I've been in one of them.
Yeah, I have
You can
like
check it
10
out.
episodes right now that are on.
That's on.
So yeah, it's pretty fun.
Jesse, do you ever do ladies' hair?
Well, I'm not trained in it, so I don't offer it. But if you have
You
like
want to cut my hair? Because I usually cut my
God.
own, so you're going to be better than I am.
Well, my problem is like if I start doing it, then I'm gonna get like people being like, "I saw you do it, so you can do it to me," and then I'll just fucking.
Who
Not be
are
into
these
that.
people that sound like that? Whose hair you cut?
There's a lot of women that show up at my shop and they're like, "I saw you do it, so now I gotta do it to me."
Well, don't cut their hair because they're garbage people.
right. But if like you have an undercut, that's or you want like a design.
I just need a trim, dude.
Yeah.
Could you?
Fix my bangs.
Could we put like the
can't. I like-
Stargate symbol in your hair?
No, I've legit had a woman harass me about not cutting her hair. So I don't even want
Do
her to,
you just
I won't
want to?
pressure you.
I don't want her to have fuel for the fire.
What's that character that you like in Stargate, Stacey?
Teal'c?
Teal'c. Can you just give Stacey a Teal'c, where you just razor shave her head?
Yeah, totally.
But then you have to like put that thing in my forehead.
Oh yeah, the
I have
big
to like
like.
carve into your forehead. Sweet, I can do that. I have the tools and
what
the
is-
training.
What is the name of your barbershop? Should people wish to seek it out?
It's called Tronic Barbershop.
Yeah, I recommend it. I get my hair
Yeah.
cut there, and she's very good and professional.
And that was on mic. Thank you very much,
Cool.
Jesse, Monty,
Always a lady.
Frankie Cantor from Tronic.
Don't forget my Christian name, Cecilia.
That's your Christian
That's
name?
my confirmation name.
Oh, your
So there's like 5 names.
I will add that to your list of names. My Christian name is Barnabas.
Nice. What is he the saint of?
I don't know.
Okay, you just picked it for.
Well, he was like when Paul was being all like, I believe in Jesus now. He was like, hey guys, we should probably listen to Paul now.
I never
And they're
had
like,
After
his
he
name is
murdered-
really Saul the murderer? And Barnabas
Yeah.
is like, yeah, we should listen. It's like, and everyone's like, no. I was like, well, fine, I'll listen to Paul, and we'll go into Asia Minor and preach. And then he died in Cyprus.
Barnabas did?
If you choose,
Yes.
you decide
If
to go
you-
with Saul.
Thank you for joining us with Saint Talk, where we are talking about our confirmation saints.
Yeah.
A topic nobody wants to hear about. Instead, you want to hear more from Journey Under the Sea, which is the Choose Your Own Adventure book that we are reviewing right now, written by R.A. Montgomery and published by Bantam Books. Last week, we went to find Atlantis.
Last week was crazy.
We went down a shaft
Yeah, we did.
with a bunch of other really gross words.
Yeah.
Big hole filled with gas.
Holes filled with gas, busting through membranes.
Squirts.
Squirts. It was gross.
Pulsing.
Journey into the grossest place on
Pulsing.
Earth.
Yeah, it was very suggestive.
We were in the upside down, basically.
We were. And we found, while we went deeper, that we found Atlantis, and Atlantis wasn't a place. More so than a state of mind.
Yeah, man.
And the more we went into Atlantis, quotes, the more we found that we were actually thought traveling through time and space. We got to see our own birth. We got to see when we actually went in, but we couldn't see the future. And we were given a choice at the very end of last week's episode where we could continue on into this time-space existence. Or we could, we could come back from the time-space existence.
Right.
Or we could continue on and just become one with all the universe. And we chose to come back
Right.
to Earth, and we're going to find out right now what happens after we came back. Over 1,000 years of thought travel later,
What?
you are called into the main thinking room. You are told that you may now return to Earth life. You have doubts about going back, but you are curious to see what changes have occurred while you were living in Atlantis. What a sight greets you as you circle Earth at an altitude of 1,000 feet. The great...
That's not that high.
That high.
That's really not that high. The great cities of the world, New York, London, Paris, and Hong Kong, are all overgrown with vegetation.
Good.
Yeah.
The roads leading into the cities are barely visible, but you see signs of new settlements. There are clusters of buildings spread out in the countryside. You don't see any smokestacks. There are few roads and no cars. The people have simple life, providing themselves with food, shelter, and clothing. You wish to join them. The end.
This was not worth waiting a week for.
I think it's... Now, I can see a crazy picture there.
It's a sweet ending, but the funniest thing is the picture that you see. Because last week we decided that Atlanteans were definitely hippies, and your experience entering Atlantis wasn't so much a scientific journey as a really, really nice trip.
Yeah.
That being a nice trip on drugs, that being mushrooms or any other kind of hallucinogen, where you got to see atoms and you tasted colors.
And Little Crab sang a song for you. And,
Yeah. So it was really great. And so we decided that the Atlanteans must be definitely hippies. And here is the picture at the very end of this book, where it is you.
We got to post that so people can,
in your turtleneck, with your giant chin.
Oh.
You have a huge chin. Your chin goes all the way down your neck. It is.
Okay,
It is
cool.
impressive.
I wonder if that's a result of thought traveling or we were always like
Because you're
that.
always
Well,
doing this.
let's go back to there is a picture
Stroking
of
your chin, it gets bigger. Let's have your thought travel.
My face is rubber now.
but the most important part of this picture is the person that you are shaking hands with. We imagine is an Atlantean, seeing as
It's one of the people. The
They're
Earth people.
the best way I can describe it is a kimono that they're wearing. No, it's
like a tunic.
It's a tunic. The tunic they are wearing has a bunch of fish designs on it. But it is a very hippy dippy person.
A 60s caricature of or 70s caricature, whatever.
They have long hippie hair with a beautiful headband and a long flowy beard.
Clearly stoned out of their
And
mind.
bags upon bags under their eyes from being strung out all the time. But a big smile because they have a wonderful life. And they're just patting you on the shoulder and shaking your hand for joining them in their hippy dippy life.
Why is Atlanta such a sausage fest?
Oh, that's a good point.
I think that if you were to, what's the word?
Don't know.
Okay.
But it doesn't, like these books, they don't specify gender. It's always
It's
you.
true.
They don't just,
The
except for the
pictures
picture.
that
are males,
picture.
but when
Yeah.
you read it,
Because
Right.
women don't read.
And also, white blonde men are the only people with stories.
Right.
We've learned that.
Stories.
We have been over that in these books. But if you were ever to, expand beyond time and space, I don't think gender is a thing that you even worry
true.
about.
Maybe that's a lady Atlantean. They just have beards.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like
like dwarves, yeah.
dwarves.
It's the beards, he
It's
said
the
while
beards.
stroking a longer beard than his beard on his face. All right, so that is the end
The end.
of that one.
Bullshit.
So we're going to go back.
Let's go way back.
We're going to way back to the first decision that we ever made.
Which
And
I believe I said was the correct decision.
Yes.
And I initially did, but then Jesse
It's true.
turned
I did.
me.
Although
I did.
we did have an interesting.
eventually met a wizard.
We did. You're right. You know
did.
what? You're
We
right.
did eventually meet a wizard because this guy is definitely a hippy dippy wizard.
Right.
So,
But we had to come to him. That was more the thing. He didn't come to save us from that squid.
that's true.
Would have been nice.
Found him.
Yeah.
Maybe the squid was a test.
Oh.
And the real test was the squids we earned along the way.
Shut up.
Yep. The bullshit meter is especially on fire today here in the studio. All right. So we're going way back.
We are going way
back.
Way back.
So we're
So we are our very first choice in this book is once you dive deep in the Seeker, which is the name of your
submersible.
Your submersible. Thank you. The name of your submersible is the Seeker, and we were given a choice to go down deep into an underwater canyon or to go out of the submersible and check out around the ledge. So the first time last week, we decided to go out and around, check around the ledge. And this week, we are going to decide to go down deep into the canyon in our submersible
Shaft.
to find out what happens, which we're going to find out after this short word from our sponsors.
SexyHackers.com.
Today's Turn to Page Fun is brought to you by the Thought Travel Agency. Do you want to see your birth? Gross. Do you want to see all the things you've done, all the mistakes you've made? Do you want to see the future? Too bad, we don't have that. But you can see all throughout time and space with the Thought Travel Agency. Drugs required.
SexyHackers.com.
And we're back to Turn to Page Fun.
Yeah.
All right, so we decided to go all the way back after finishing a story that had a hippy-dippy ending to drop down in our submersible into a deep underwater canyon to search for the lost city of Atlantis. You radio a status report to the Mare and tell them that you are going to cast off from the line and descend under your own power. Your plan is approved, and you cast off your line. Now you are on your own. The Seeker slips noiselessly into the undersea canyon. As you drop into the canyon, you turn on the Seeker's powerful searchlight. Straight ahead is a dark wall covered with strange type of barnacle growth. To the left, port side, you see what appears to be a grotto. The entrance is perfectly round, as if it had been cut by human hands. Lanternfish give off a pale, greenish light. To the right, starboard side of the Seeker, you see bubbles rising steadily from the floor of the canyon. If you decide to investigate the bubbles, turn to page 8. If you decide to investigate the grotto with the round entrance, turn to page 9.
If you are an easily amused goldfish, turn to page... That bubbles? Huh?
I will always vote for Bubbles.
Voting for bubbles.
The
Okay.
goldfish. Can I just say there's a picture there?
There are a lot of pictures in this book that I've been passing over because they are sometimes not that interesting.
There, I would agree, except for one detail: the fish in the bottom right is just running away, scared shitless.
Yeah. So,
Oh man!
yeah. So there is a picture of you and your submersible in a very narrow canyon that barely fits your submersible.
Yep.
The submersible is designed so that you have a little bubble that you can stick your face up in.
Like a 360.
Yeah.
Bubble
And see.
Jetson car.
It is shooting out bubbles of its own up to the surface, and it has a big searchlight in front. And yes, in the lower right-hand corner of the picture, there is a fish running away from you, like, "Oh my God, what is this thing? This is almost worse than the big squid." Because I'm pretty sure that's the same fish.
Probably is.
That was up in the other picture last week that was hanging by your knee.
Yes.
Going like, "Oh my God, there's a big fish over there." By fish, I mean squid. So anyway, picture aside.
I think the grotto is more interesting because there's lots of bubbles in the ocean and it's probably just gas.
It's probably the squid.
It could be a squid.
Oh, the squid could be in the grotto. I don't know what a grotto is.
It's like a cave.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, the
right?
squid is for sure in
But
that.
the perfectly round hole makes me think it was by design and not
Squid are
just-
smart, man.
But the Atlanteans are smarter.
Are they though?
I was just
I
gonna
guess
say that.
they're a bunch of hippies. Maybe.
Yeah, they seem like a bunch of hippy dippy.
I don't know. The grotto just seems more. It gets bubbles again. Your ship is making bubbles. That
Jesse,
could
it's
be
your
anything.
call. I say Bubbles. He
crap.
I
says
say
Grotto.
What's in the grotto? What's in the grotto? Perfectly round hole. It's holes.
I'm gonna go with grotto. I'm so
Bubbles
sorry.
are also perfectly round.
Oh,
We're going to go see what's going
Right.
on in that perfectly round,
Round
hole,
grotto.
even though bubbles
I
are
told you so.
naturally perfectly round. Well, hold on. Bubbles aren't perfectly round. I've seen plenty of oblong bubbles.
That's true.
When you make giant bubbles
yeah.
with a giant bubble maker.
They become perfectly round, though.
True.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
they
know.
do.
All right.
In perfect conditions, no. Wind can make them all kinds of.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So we'd have to go to space.
Right.
Sure. But we're
They
under the
wouldn't
sea.
form. There's no gravity.
Let's go in this. Calculate pi and go through this perfectly.
Right.
Or no, we know pi. To get the
This
radius
is such
of the.
a strangely scientific.
Do we know pi? Because it goes
know
on for a long time.
We know most of pi. I don't know.
We know that pi is somewhere between 3.14 and 3.15.
That's right.
That's
Yes, that's correct.
basically what we know.
That is a fact, Nick.
Yeah.
It
We
is.
could say that with absolute certainty. yes.
Under 4. Pi is less than 4.
All right.
All right. So we're going grotto wise.
Yes, we're going to go into the grotto. You pilot the seeker through the rounded entrance of the grotto. Once inside, your searchlight picks up what appears to be docks and piers along the grotto walls. The seeker's searchlight is not very powerful. However, you do have a special laser light which would light up the grotto like daylight. Unfortunately, the laser light can only be used twice for very short periods before it must be recharged aboard the Mare, now more than 2,000 feet above you on the surface. If you decide to use the laser light, turn to page 16. If you decide to cruise further into the grotto, turn to page 14.
Keep cruising. No
Think
light.
So no laser.
Cruising in the dark?
not
No.
It's going to give us so many chances to go back to the boat anyway. We could probably go recharge the laser. But you're just the docks don't
I
intrigue
think
you.
that's the first time you would use the laser. Would just get
Just
a
to
visual
see
so
what's
you know
going
where to
on,
go.
because docks, that's
and
weird.
Save that other time for when you really need it.
Right,
Right.
like why would you even have the light if you're never going to use it?
It's not like you
I
can't go
think we're
back up.
gonna come across light.
You think we're just gonna? Oh,
You might.
Oh.
And then we won't. Then we'll be like, well, that was a waste because this is just some stinky old docks.
It
I mean they are abandoned. It's like
I was like, oh, no one wants to know about these stinky old man-made abandoned docks 2,000 feet below the surface of the ocean.
although the laser light might scare the squid too. So we
Yeah, I
don't
might
know.
attract the squid.
I'm just from now on. I'm just gonna assume the squid is always just like
Lurking?
behind us
Totally,
or
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah, he's stalking you.
Yeah, I got squid nervous now.
So I don't think
So are
we
we
should
voting?
use it.
I'm voting yes on the laser.
Okay.
Voting yes on the laser light.
Ryan.
I'm gonna say yes. We got it.
All right.
Show me that laser.
Yes on the laser
Show me
light.
the laser.
All
You're
right.
gonna
Light that
regret
shit
it.
up, man. Light that
Gonna
shit up.
regret it. Regrotto it.
Oh,
I hate your pun.
dang.
The beam from the laser light illuminates the entire grotto. Far back on the floor of the grotto is a submarine.
Ooh.
Cautiously, you maneuver the seeker closer. You identify it as a submarine that mysteriously disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle
Okay.
almost a year before.
Based what? Based on what?
This guy's like, I keep careful track of all the ships that go to
You
Because he's just a white man who's like, yep, that's exactly what happened.
stroking his
I don't
giant
need any
chin.
research.
The Bermuda Triangle is more than 2,000 miles away.
What? Amelia Earhart's in there.
Yeah.
The submarine is apparently not damaged, but it is covered with a slimy algae. Beautiful fish swim around it as though it is their own special prize. Then you notice that the main hatch is free of algae.
Oh, it's like Lost.
I love Lost.
Oh my god.
You
Same.
got so excited about that reference. You were like,
Oh, a reference I get.
Yeah. Damien's in there. Was it Damien?
No, it was no.
Start with a D.
Yeah.
bear?
Yeah.
Is there a bear? Something? I don't know.
Desmond.
Desmond. I hope,
Sure.
I hope sexy old Desmond's in there with his Australian or whatever accent that was. Meow. Almost killed himself, but he didn't because he's too sexy.
And he's like, a hand comes up and it's like, it's not Penny's ship.
I don't understand that reference.
Lost.
It's been a long time, and I watched the whole show in
It's been a
2
while.
months. I watched the entire
Just
show
binged
in
it.
2 months. And then I had dreams about Sawyer me and him riding on jet skis. For like,
Wait, you had dreams of you and Sawyer riding on jet skis?
Yeah.
Were you on the same jet ski?
yes, like
Were you riding bitch or was he riding bitch?
I was riding bitch, Avs, so I could feel his luscious torso. Oh my god, I loved him.
Welcome back to
love
Jesse's
Sawyer.
Fantasy Podcast.
Yeah,
We talk about the weird dreams that TV shows give us.
I haven't gone back to these thoughts in a very long time.
Well, I'm glad that we could open up this Pandora's box for
Open
you.
up the old
Good
spank
thing we
bank.
turned on that fucking laser light. Huh? It illuminated more than just a submarine.
And now you can go back to dreaming about Desmond and Sawyer. And okay, what kind of jet ski was it? Was it like a regular jet ski, or was it like those old time '80s jet skis where you could stand on them
Not
too?
the stand, the seated
Okay.
ones.
So I'm like, how can I die faster?
Okay.
All right.
If you decide to try to enter the submarine, turn to page 29. If you decide to cruise on through the grotto, turn to page 31.
Okay, those are good decisions. See, the other one
Yeah.
had bad decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
feel like this is
I want to.
Continue, or do you want to check it out?
No, I want to go in there.
You wanna go in there?
I want
See if
Desmond to be in there. There's gonna be
sexy-
sexy something in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a
down.
woman.
I'm down.
Let's get
Probably
in
a
that
sexy woman 'cause
slimy,
he's a
sexy submarine.
Slimy, sexy.
submarine.
Yeah.
Are there subtitles because these episodes? Because if there are, this one is
Slimy.
called Slimy Sexy Submarine.
Well, I mean, now it has to
We
be.
all live
In a slimy, sexy submarine, a slimy, sexy submarine, a slimy, sexy submarine. We all live in a slimy, sexy submarine, slimy, sexy submarine.
It's gonna be the Beatles in there.
In the town where I was born. All right. Lived in my. Now it's in my head.
And
Thank
we've been
you.
sued. And we've been sued.
No, we haven't.
No, not yet. It's fine.
All right. The submarine is indeed mysterious. You now have on your sea suit, and you open the hatch on the conning tower and enter the sub. It is amazingly clean and in order. There are no signs of life, but there are also no signs of struggle or trouble. In the control room, you see a piece of mystifying equipment that doesn't belong on this sub.
A tampon.
A lady on a submarine. Investigate further.
Like 8 Lord Admirals, like the monocles just fell out of the eyes of 8 Lord Admirals.
Call the Department of Defense. We're not sure what's happening here.
Yes.
A voice begins telling you that thousands of years ago,
Oh God! Just starts with a fucking backstory immediately.
And it's always 1,000 of a thing. 1,000
that's right, 1,000
feet. 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
the leaders of Atlantis realized that their continent was slipping into the sea. They discovered a large underground cavern and built new forms of living quarters for the people. Later, when Atlantis was deep beneath the ocean, some of their scientists discovered and perfected an operation enabling them to breathe underwater. The voice, which sounds friendly, also tells you that there are 2 groups of Atlantis. One group is good, and the other is evil.
The hippies are evil, man.
I like when groups call the other group evil. You can trust them.
Yeah.
The voice invites you to enter the world of Atlantis and gives directions and instructions to a secret passageway to the underwater city. As you follow the directions, you spy an unbelievable underwater craft with several people in it. It must be an Atlantean ship. But are the people good or evil? Do they know of the secret passageway? If you hurry in, trying to reach the secret passageway without being seen, turn to page 43. If you rush back to the seeker, trying to escape danger, turn to page 44.
Why is it hurry versus rush? Like,
Well,
you can't, like,
right.
make a rational decision and think about
If we go back to the seeker, we could just keep going through the whatever
Oh, yeah.
whatever
the other
this
thing.
word is that I don't know that reminds me of Italian food for some reason.
Grotto?
Thank you.
So we've straight up discovered Atlantis, and you're like, yeah, I want to check out that cave some more.
Maybe we did. We probably had discovered the evil.
At first,
part
I
of
thought it was
Atlantis.
like just like an old broken down Disney ride. Like, welcome, you can come to Atlantis. Is it like a speaker? It doesn't say. We just hear a voice in our brain.
Right. Doesn't say if it's male or female.
I don't know, and it didn't explain what the weird device was that
Right.
didn't belong there. So, headcanon is it was a tampon.
Discovered a
evil.
device to
So
an evil tampon.
we gotta get
One
back
group
to
is
the grotto.
female and one group is male.
Yes.
They're evil.
Yes.
See, now,
Those
Jesse, I'm a little.
bleeders.
Damn.
I would like to raise the possibility that if these scientists have discovered how to breathe underwater, that could lead to us getting gills if we go
That would be
to the
my-
passageway.
That's my dream.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel let's pursue your dream. What's on the back on the ship?
Because it's probably evil, and they'll probably
We
just
don't know
kill
it's
you
evil.
or like do tests on you.
Just because there was no
Probably
sexy guy
the
on the
Nazis.
why not? The underwater Nazis.
Yeah, that's where Hitler went.
What? Hold on, that is valid.
Thank you
That he went.
to Atlantis.
That he went to Atlantis because they had a bunch of submarines in World War II.
Yeah.
they did.
And rather than have himself die in a bunker in Berlin, he hopped on a submarine and he went to Atlantis and had a double die. And this is that what you're postulating?
And that he is running tests on people and giving them gills and shit, but
Okay.
also still running more tests.
Well, then I say.
That checks out to me.
So that's why I think we should
Well,
go
then-
back to the submarine and perhaps that doesn't mean we're going back to the Marais.
I think that means it's time we go find Hitler and we finish the damn job. He doesn't
we're
get to escape.
outnumbered.
I'm hitting the
We're
table. I
completely
shouldn't have.
outnumbered, and they probably have better technology.
You forget though, Jesse, that in this book you're a man.
Oh my God, you're right.
No,
Everything
you're you. You're
changes.
always you.
Everything-
You're not
You're
a man.
you.
You're
Everything
always you.
changes.
You are.
Based on all your pictures, you are a man.
That's right.
With a giant chin,
Our chin.
grown
Yeah, that's right.
from stroking.
Let's do it. Let's fucking go.
Maybe the chin will impress him. Like, look, it's a specimen of a man. That chin. I cannot resist
Das ist nice chin, yeah.
it. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
let's
how-
go. Let's go. Let's
Let's
send
fight
it.
the Atlantean Nazis.
Yeah, I'm not a logical woman. I'm a man with a huge boner. So let's
All the
go.
time. Yes.
Yeah, all the time. Let's
All the
go penetrate this cave.
So you're still on the grotto though. Do you or do you want to go in?
No, we're going.
We're going to it.
Because now
Yeah.
I remembered. You reminded me I'm a man,
Yes.
so I'm
Right.
gonna keep moving forward instead of going back to safety and exploring. Because I'm sure they're evil, but I'm a man and nothing bad can happen to me.
Well, of course not.
So
Yeah.
let's fuck Hitler.
Yeah,
All right.
that's
so
that's my vote.
we have decided to hurry in, trying to reach the secret passageway without being seen, in the hopes of fucking Hitler.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
we're gonna find out what happens when we do that after this short message from our sponsors.
sexyhackers.com.
This episode of Turn to Page Fun brought to you by Lady Products brand tampons. That's right, Lady Products brand tampons, the only tampons designed men for their ladies. Lady Products, ew, gross.
sexyhackers.com.
And we are back to Turn to Page Fun. We are currently reading Journey Under the Sea, written by R.A. Montgomery and published by Bantam Books. Currently, in the story, we have descended into the sea in our submersible called the Seeker. We have entered a secret grotto. We have found out that that grotto is the vestibule, as it were, to the lost city of Atlantis. And a voice has told us to go ahead into Atlantis, but there are evil Atlanteans out there. And then we see a ship of Atlanteans, but we don't know if they're good or evil. And so rather than do the rational thing and go back to the ship and wait it out, because we've decided that our character was intrinsically male, that he was just going to go ahead without thinking and sneak in to try to find his way into Atlantis in the hopes of finding Hitler and fucking him. Is that where...
Yes, it is.
Yes.
For America.
Fucking Hitler for America. And by fucking, we're saying fucking him up? Or
No, intercourse.
Oh, intercourse?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
All right, sure.
Sure. And then assaulting him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that would also probably be assault.
same thing, yeah.
Because I
Or-
doubt that Hitler is going to want to be a part of that.
Unless we
He
seduce him.
consents.
Oh.
That's probably going to be a
Consents,
choice.
yeah.
We could do the old honeypot on Hitler.
consents.
Turn to page
Turn to
69.
page 69.
It's the sex number. Oh man.
All right.
Let's go. I'm
So we are
excited.
going to try to hurry in and beat the other ship of possibly Atlanteans.
Nazi Atlanteans.
Because we have decided somewhere that there are Nazis.
Yep.
Yep.
Completely outnumbered.
This
But
one
here
is-
we go. I'm
yep.
an American white man.
You escaped being seen by the submarine craft.
Of course.
That was quick.
Following the instructions, you enter a passageway. At the end of the passageway is an airlock. And beyond it, an incredibly large air-filled cavern. Perhaps it is the inside of an extinct volcano. The land is pleasant, although strange to your experience. A soft substance covers the ground. It seems to be alive. You can't tell. A gentle light comes from the sides of this huge cavern. It reminds you of early morning light just before the sun rises. A group of people approach you with friendly gestures. They are wearing simple clothes, much like the clothes worn in ancient Greeks. They are kind and generous. You remove your diving suit to find that the air is good to breathe. These people speak a language that is unknown to you, but one of them acts as an interpreter. You find out that this is Atlantis.
Oh, that's nice.
They tell you it is governed by a man who is greedy, selfish, and dangerous. Hitler!
He has a tiny mustache.
The people are like slaves. Everyone is happy. Everyone is unhappy, except a few who serve the ruler as his lieutenants. Hold on.
Question: what year was this published?
Oh, yes. This was published in 1977.
It's Hitler.
Man. It's Hitler. It's 100% Hitler.
Dang, this book outdates us, all of us.
Also, the thing that I like is that in this clearly authoritarian, totalitarian regime of Atlantis, they just let anybody greet anybody coming in.
Yeah.
And like anybody like
Talk shit
and just talk
immediately.
shit.
Oh, he's the worst.
Yeah.
The worst. So bad.
Welcome to Atlantis, where everything is awful. Our totalitarian ruler is the worst. We need help bad. These new friends ask for your help. Mm-hmm. Perhaps you can help them escape. If you decide to leave your new friends and search for the ruler, turn to page 60.
To fuck him.
Yes.
If you decide to help your new friends escape, turn to page 61.
No, find the ruler. Fuck the friends.
Yeah.
We're not friends.
No, we're not fucking the friends. We're fucking Hitler.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck
All right.
Hitler.
It sounds like
Let's do
episode title.
everybody.
Oh, this episode has so many great titles.
Fuck Hitler.
Here's
Slimy
okay.
Sexy Submarine.
If we go find Hitler, then we can be like, hold on, friends. We'll go defeat the ruler, and then you're just free
Right.
instead of escaping
doesn't
and
sound
perhaps
like-
getting in trouble.
They don't want to escape. They just want Hitler out of their
Just get
paradise.
us out of there.
What?
Yep.
So we're gonna go.
So we're gonna
I
go
think it's
find.
unanimous.
We're gonna go find undersea Hitler.
Yes.
And fuck him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And free the
Atlantean
slaves.
people
Eventually, yes.
eventually, unless we take power.
Unless we decide just to keep them around.
Maybe we should
like
run.
him.
Maybe
Yeah,
we should
right.
run Atlantis.
This
You
isn't
know.
so bad.
Oh God.
All right, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It doesn't take you long to find the king.
Of course not.
What?
One of his countless agents leads you to him. Shh. Everybody be quiet. Our engineer, David, is snoring because he had a long night last
Did have a long night.
He had a long night. Oh, we should probably wake him up.
We should probably wake him up.
David.
I guess.
David. Okay.
Still
I wouldn't have woken you up, but you were snoring.
a little bit. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I know, it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. It's awesome.
It's okay. David is very tired. He is doing an amazing job right now.
Yes.
We love him so much.
Yes, he came in. He's very nice.
David.
Could
But
just
you
tell
feel
us
good
which.
now, though. A little power nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just want you to be
About
awake for when we
Hitler.
kick Hitler's ass and or fuck him. You're gonna get him. Yeah. We're hoping.
He has no idea. He's like,
We like your
We're on-
encouraging words.
We're on page 60, just 9 away from the right
Right.
Yeah.
number.
Yeah. It doesn't take you long to find the king. One of his countless agents leads you to him. He is in a small, simple room with a strange light glowing from the rounded ceiling. So, you have found your way here after all. Put your mind to rest. I won't hurt you. The king's booming voice startles you. He invites you to sit down. After several hours with the king,
Oh no.
you find him to be bright, friendly, and interesting.
So
we've
did
made a
Germany.
terrible mistake.
Oh yeah, right.
Maybe the Atlanteans are wrong about this person.
Oh boy.
He offers you a chance to join his government. He tells you that most people are lazy
Okay. Yeah.
and selfish
He's
people-
100% Hitler.
and deserve to be ruled with power and command.
God.
He has been king for almost 1,000 years.
Oh,
1,000 again.
Is that a full Reich?
That is a full Reich.
Full on Reich.
He has been
One right.
That is one Reich.
Well, and now you might be saying, but Hitler's only been around for 30 years at this point. No, he's a thought traveler, so he went back
Right,
clearly,
right.
and has been ruling since then.
Oh my God. That's why it's the Third Reich, because he was in charge for 3,000 years by that time.
The first two.
Yes. This amazing history brought to you by
I'm not saying it was Atlanteans, but
Atlanteans. I'm so colonial that I can't imagine other people not from Europe being able to do anything. Oh, good.
all right.
They were ringing. Everybody was ringing their collars because I got them. All right. He offers you a chance to join his government. He tells you that most people are lazy and selfish and deserve to be ruled with power and command. He has been king for almost 1,000 years, and he has survived because he is not afraid to be tough. He wants you to be an advisor on his staff. If you decide to accept the king's offer and work for him, turn to page 80. If you decide to refuse and go back to join the other people, turn to page 82.
Join the king inside job
Oh, okay.
and take over.
Cool.
I'm mad that
cool.
fucking him wasn't an option.
I'm also upset, but if we join him, maybe that's our chance to
can
get to know
poison
him better
him.
or
Right.
poison him.
Lead him on. Yeah.
So all y'all are down to join
Yes.
this
Yes, we are.
totalitarian authoritarian.
Good
Yeah.
intentions.
Oh, right. That will work out. Nick, it's been established on this podcast that I am a traitor to the human race.
You are.
Yes. I will join any kind of superior force that tries to overtake us. So,
Okay.
yep,
So you're going to join Undersea Hitler
for a time
for a time.
until I see my chance.
And then you are going to destroy Undersea Hitler and
Yes.
become Undersea Hitler yourself?
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
What, am I going to help people? Come on. I would have done that originally.
Oh, man, you people.
I mean, it's not giving us the option to fuck him, so what other choice do we have?
This is the closest way.
Yeah.
I mean, refusing him is fucking him in a way.
He'll just kill
and
us.
again, yes, he will probably murder us if we refuse him. Because then we'll be weak and lazy.
Yeah.
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 What will it be, Stacy? What is your choice?
See, this is how fascism starts.
I feel like it is. There's going to be a
on
lesson
things.
at the end of this. We're all going to learn.
Maybe.
We can play these scenarios out in fantasy so we don't do them in
Right.
real life.
There you go. It's a simulation.
Let's join Hitler.
Yes. Because we all know that R.A. Montgomery definitely has a really subtle and insightful take on this whole totalitarian regime.
We're going to learn a lesson at the end of this.
Right.
All right. So
We're going to become
all of us have decided to sell out immediately
Yeah.
not immediate. Once
and
you get
become an advisor to see Hitler, possibly in charge of immigration control.
undersea Hitler.
Oh,
thank
sorry,
you.
Undersea Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll turn on him.
Yeah.
We'll turn on him.
Plus,
That's
did
part
you?
of the plan.
I mean, we got to know him. He's very nice and thoughtful. No one who's nice and thoughtful could be evil.
Is he though?
I'm just going by
All
with the
right,
find
process.
out.
So let's find out
Let's
what
find
happens
out.
because
Here
we
go.
can
Right.
based on the time.
Yeah,
because
now-
you guys are a bunch of assholes. Holy shit.
Minister of Information.
Not how you ever thought this was going to go.
nope.
Nope. Told you crazy
An
shit.
advisor to the king.
Oh boy.
What a chance!
I don't think we're that enthusiastic.
It has an exclamation point.
Okay. Wow.
You
very
sell out. Maybe the king has ruled so long that he is out of touch with the people. Perhaps, as his advisor, you can help the people get what they want. You don't believe the people are lazy and selfish. The king just needs a new point of view.
That's what we call it.
From a certain point of view.
You are appointed the king's special advisor on problems of research on food and shelter. You immediately call general meetings of all the people to discuss the food program and the work schedules. The king is so glad to have someone else take over the problems that he leaves it in your hands entirely. He gives you land and a large salary. You set up new programs and schedules. The people are involved in the planning and the work. You listen to their complaints and their ideas. Life under the sea is rich and full. The people are hardworking and good.
Deutschland, Deutschland.
It was a wise decision to remain. The end.
Oh my
Weird.
God.
Not where I saw that going.
That's right, you guys. You sold out to a totalitarian,
It
authoritarian
sounds-
dictator,
But he gave us the power.
Undersea Hitler, and then you got comfortable, and then you listened to what you wanted to hear and kept things going to the status quo.
Yeah.
And you're happy, and you just imagined everybody else was.
And we
Are you
obviously
sure?
set
How
up a
dare you.
concentration camp.
I think that the people
That's
are like,
obvious. The schedules.
dare you.
A small segment of the population of Atlantis mysteriously disappears, never to be heard from again. You
yeah,
figure
yeah,
they
yeah.
probably escaped.
Oh my God.
That took a
Well-
turn. I feel like I don't
Yeah,
know. How
don't
to
you feel
about
gross?
we didn't turn
no,
on
I think the people actually were happy in the end.
that. I'd like to believe that, Stacy.
I'm going to.
My glasses fell off because I was pulling them down my nose at you.
I feel like authoritarian rulers aren't usually like, you know what, you're doing a good job. Why don't you take charge of things?
But that's what happens in Atlantis, man. This ain't
I
the
guess-
surface world.
I guess
True.
undersea. I don't know.
boundaries.
You're right.
We're the
I-
one that called him Hitler.
I feel icky.
We imposed it.
I just
This is leaving a bad taste in my mouth.
feel gross.
I am not.
The other choice.
We gotta go back.
Bonnie,
Gotta go back to Bubbles.
Gotta go back.
We gotta stop undersea ourselves.
We gotta go back to Bubbles.
Yeah.
Bubbles.
An underwater DeLorean comes in, and a crazy man and white hair comes out, and he says, "Buddy, we gotta go back."
Yeah, this is gonna. I it's somehow not satisfying.
I
it's-
have the taste of acid in my mouth.
Well, you got to stop drinking that acid, Nick.
Yeah, I should probably just stop drinking that acid. That was
Weird.
Yep, let's go back to bubbles.
Yeah.
well, all the way back to bubbles,
Yes.
or do we want to do we want to say no to the king?
Or no to the laser light and go
Ooh.
through the grotto and
That's
ignore.
we got some stuff to think about here.
We got a bunch of choices to think about.
right.
I'm actually curious as what happens when we say no to the king and start a revolution.
Oh yeah. Because clearly selling out just made it weird.
But
Made it
isn't that
weird.
after the commercial break?
That will be next week.
Oh,
Crud.
already.
Oh yeah. Geez, these go so fast.
I know they go so fast.
goes
We'll
so
have to
fast.
think on it for a week.
Yeah.
So
man.
let's think about where we're gonna go after this
Dang.
next week on Turn to Page Fun. Thank you so much to my friends for hanging out with me and reading this awesome book, Journey Under the Sea by R.A. Montgomery. Next week we're gonna learn a little bit about the author.
Oh yeah.
And then we're gonna go see what we can do against undersea Hitler.
Right.
With me this week was musician and comedian Mr. Brian Baer. Thank you so much.
Hi, Atlantis.
That's really what you want to go out on?
No, it doesn't. I do not support fascism. It's bullshit. Do not. This is. Oh boy. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh man,
Thanks
you
for
dug a
having
hole
me.
6 feet deep,
Yeah,
Brian.
I sure did. No, 1,000 feet deep. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for being here. Thank you so much to comedian and mad scientist Miss Stacy Pulaski.
Thank you. We're gonna find John Locke next episode.
Yes, and then we're gonna have dreams about him, John Locke.
Boy.
Oh no, unless it's sexy.
John Locke.
John Locke's not sexy.
He's not a daddy.
John Locke, no.
Oh boy.
No, I don't think there's any daddies on that island.
No.
No. So he's not a
Lost.
daddy.
We'll have to find
No, he's
that
not
out.
old
We're-
enough.
Yeah. But Sawyer is very good at jet skiing.
Very, very good at
And last but certainly not least, thank you so much to my good friend, Mrs. Jessie, Frankie, Monty, Cantor, Cecilia, Sawyer.
Thank you very much. Remember when they glued those two glasses together and he wore glasses the rest of the series? Adorable.
Yeah, that was adorable.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And that's what you want to go out on this week.
I would hold his glasses on his head when I was like behind him on the jet ski so they wouldn't fly off in my dreams.
See, now I'm worried we're all gonna have sexy Hitler dreams.
No,
I'm
Okay.
not, no. But I'm
Only
wishing
you, Brian.
that
Only
didn't
you.
work
I'll
out.
let you know what happens.
Next week.
big thanks to Jason, Sexy Hackers, for giving us this wonderful space. And then big thanks especially to the hardest working man in podcast, Mr. David Lane, who is our engineer, who is coming out and engineering this to us as a favor on very little sleep. We love him so much. Thank you so much, Mr. David Lane. And my name is Nick Vera, wishing you very sexy Hitler dreams. Until next week,
What have I done?
we will see you next time on Turn to Page Fun.
SexyHackers.com Stream Team.